Hey guys, welcome back to Culture Chit Chat. I'm back and I hope you guys are doing okay. Today I'm accompanied by two people, which are
I'm May. I'm from Algeria and Lebanon, and I'm studying medicine in London.
okay, and we have on my left.
I'm Tiziri. I'm from Algeria and I'm studying economics in France, and it's my first year.
So we have two of my childhood friends, and I'm so happy that they're here and they can share their experiences with us. So I'm so happy that you guys are here today with me. I hope
Us too! I'm excited.
Yay!
Three of us grew up here, in Dubai, right?
Mhm.
But not for the same amount of time, of years. And we both I don't know why I keep on saying we both. Three of us, we all know, we all have different views on the way we grew up and how we grew up and where we grew up, where we grew up. So I think we're gonna talk about this today and see how you guys are feeling about where you grew up and where you are now, where you live now. So May, where did you grow up and where are you now? Where do you live now?
So basically, I moved to Dubai when I was 4 years old. So I lived there from 4 to 18. So 14 years of my life I lived in Dubai.
Damn.
Where did you
Damn.
live? Where did you live before that?
I lived in London as well for 4 years.
Okay.
But I was not born in London, sadly. I was born in France.
French.
Shame.
From the beginning.
No, don't say that.
Okay. Okay, and
So
then?
I was born in France and we moved to London for my dad's job, and then he got a job in Dubai. This is not about my dad, but it's okay. Yeah, I moved to Dubai. Been to the same school my whole life as well.
Yeah.
As you did too.
We went to the same
almost,
school,
yeah.
yes.
Me too.
Yeah, we all went to the same school. Then yeah, I moved to London this year. First year as well. Yeah, it's very different.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Okay, nice. We'll get into this, into details later. How about you?
Me, I did 7 years. I was born in Algeria, and then so I lived there for like 7 years, and then I did 2 years in Bahrain, and then 9 years in Dubai, and now I'm here. It's been a year now, almost a year.
Where is here?
Uh-huh.
Where is here?
Where's here?
Here in Paris.
Paris.
Paris, the city of love. Yeah. What about you, Yasmin?
Well, I was born in France, and then
I didn't know that. I forgot. Where in France, Paris?
Argenteuil.
Oh damn.
Yeah. But my parents already lived in Dubai, so I was just born here. But I lived my entire life from 0 to 18 years in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
And then no, I did 1 year.
Yeah, I was about to say, you are lying.
No, when I was 8, I did 1 year in Egypt. I lived 1 year in Egypt.
What? I didn't know.
Yeah, because it was just 1 year and I was young, so...
Don't count it.
Well, it's not that I didn't count it because I remember everything, a lot of it.
How old were you?
I was 8. To do.
Oh, my bad.
It's fine. And thing is, a lot of things happened when I was in Egypt, but also since it was like a difficult time in the country, we didn't go to school for a while.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but it was very great. It was great memories, and I met like really nice people that I've seen, that I'm friends with now as well. So that's cool. And now I'm living in France. It's been officially like 4 years, but for one of these years is like I was abroad, so I don't know if I count it. So it's
Where
like
were
3
you?
or 4. It's a secret. Sorry. No, it's fine. We'll talk about it later. But I went abroad.
Mysterious.
So we, like 3 of us, grew up in different countries, right? In like 2 or more countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lived in 2+ countries. So which one did you guys prefer?
I mean, I like Dubai better.
Really, why?
Because it's Dubai. I don't know. It's just like safe. It's like home, you know?
You've lived there longer.
Yeah, for my
That's why,
like this.
think.
Yeah. So I love London, but it's like temporary, you know?
Temporary, you don't see yourself living there?
Like for like raising my kids there, inshallah, no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
How about you?
I feel like I haven't lived in Paris long enough to say if I prefer Paris, but Dubai is like where I grew up from 9 to 18 years old. So like basically where I grew up the most.
Half
and
your
everything.
life.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
where
God.
you developed yourself.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like the
so
peak
like obviously
of
I
your development.
prefer Dubai, but to say it feels like home, it doesn't actually feel like home because people there aren't from the same culture as you. When you go back to Algeria, like you feel like you don't belong really in Algeria because you don't live there. Like once you get to Dubai, they're like you're like, oh yeah, I need to go back to see my family in Algeria and blah blah blah. Like you don't feel like you're with your family and you're home.
But
Okay,
if
It's
you're
just
where's
temporary.
home then? For you?
she doesn't have a home.
I don't
She
feel
doesn't have
home
her
anywhere. Like,
visa.
Okay.
If your
let's
family
not.
if your family was in Dubai, would you consider Dubai as home?
well,
Because you're saying like
probably more, but it's also the culture. Like there's so many different cultures that you don't feel like there's like one where you belong in.
I don't think that culture is what makes a place home. Because I went abroad. We all lived some like in different places. For example, in your apartment now, right? When you're out the whole day and then you're back to your apartment, you're back home. You feel like, okay, like I'm home now. Genre, it's like your
Yeah,
it's your environment.
yeah, but
You don't feel comfortable in your apartment.
no, you, yeah, like in that case, then yeah, if we see things like that, then yeah, then everywhere where I have like a house or like a home, then I feel at home. But like the country itself and like the activities, the people I see and everything, it reminds me that I wasn't born there, that like so many people are different from me. But when I go to Algeria, I'm like, oh yeah, like we have the same mentality, we think the same way, we eat the same way, we do everything the same way. So like if anything, I would feel more at home in Algeria.
Okay.
But then when I get to Algeria, like all my family's like, oh yeah, like
immigré va.
Yeah.
immigré, yeah.
You're not from here.
Yeah, so I'm like,
been living abroad.
okay, so like you guys are saying like I don't belong with you guys. I'm like, oh, okay then.
Yeah. I feel like we have this identity crisis where it's like we don't belong anywhere because we're from everywhere.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah,
from
for sure.
everywhere.
We come from different countries. We've lived in different countries. We right now we live in like different countries. Like,
Again,
it's just
more,
it's
yeah.
always like different all the time. We do change a lot. How about you? Like, don't you feel like
I feel like the thing what you said about family is that my family lives in France. And there's nowhere I feel less home in than in France. So that's why, for me,
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense. That sentence made
No,
sense.
it did.
No, yeah.
But there's like, I've never been to Algeria, sadly. Lebanon, I don't feel like it's my home because I don't go there enough. So Dubai feels like home because all my friends are there. Everything is there. You know what I mean? So that's why I would
Yeah.
consider it home because that's, in the end,
Okay, someone's hungry.
in the end,
We're gonna eat.
Can you order food, please?
Okay,
Right now.
let's order.
In the end, if there's like, if I'm in London, I'm like mid exams. Oh, I can't wait to go back home. The first thing I think of is Dubai. That's where I want to be. If I'm in like a tough situation, it's Dubai. Maybe because my parents are there and they make everything easier, but I don't know.
I think like there are two definitions of home. Like I have one of the definitions is like the same as you. It's like for me, home Dubai is always gonna be home because this is where I literally spent my entire life. So like this is where I'm from, right?
Like, yeah, we live in very temporary places because she knows she has to go. I know that I'm not going to stay in my student
Why
accommodation.
would I have to go?
Because you're not allowed to stay in the
Oh,
apartment.
from my apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought from France. I was
No,
like,
no,
what?
no. I mean,
Yeah, kind of. Like, no.
si c'est le pénis.
Yeah, I think that.
Lire, tu dégages.
Ceci n'est pas un podcast politique, mais.
Okay,
Free
so
Palestine.
I was gonna say that I think that I have been long enough here to be able to call it my home. But in this apartment, I haven't lived in this apartment very long, but I've made sure to feel like home using decor, using scents, using things that like I know that I like. And if you make your space like reflect your personality, I think you'd feel so much more like home. If you have like just blank walls everywhere, you just feel like even if the apartment is huge, you'd feel like you're in a cell and full of echo or just cold, you know? But if you put like a carpet, if you put like pictures of, I don't know, your friends, your family, you know, or like greenery or like just things that just screams you, like different colors and just anything that just you like, I think you're gonna like it more.
True.
And be happy to go back home.
Yeah, but then that doesn't depend of the country where you are. Like
It doesn't depend. No, it doesn't.
In France, like, do you feel when you're outside and everything? Do you feel like you're in your country? Like you feel at home?
No, the country, no, because
What about
I know
where
that
do
I
you
don't see
feel
myself
Where do you feel most at home?
in Dubai.
So
The
like
country.
when you're in Dubai, you feel like at home, like
Yeah,
you're
home.
Like, don't you feel like-
100%?
Don't you feel like all your problems could be solved by going to Dubai?
Yes, 100%.
Like, imagine you're feeling low.
But if anything, I feel like whenever you're in some place, you always want to escape the place when you're feeling low, at your lowest, for example, or you have problems and you just want to escape it. So if you're in Dubai, you also want to leave Dubai
I think
to go on vacation. When you live in Dubai, you want to go to like, I don't know, Italy, right? On vacation. You don't want to stay there
I
all the
think-
time.
Oh, and during holidays, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So here, when you live in France, when you're on holidays, you don't want to stay here. You just want to go somewhere to escape and escape your problems.
I think
This is becoming like
Deep.
I think the thing of when you're at your lowest, you want to be in Dubai. But if you're in Dubai with no one, none of your friends, then you're gonna get bored. Like what makes it home is your friends. So when that's the thing when I talk to people here and they're like, "Oh yeah, don't you miss Dubai? Don't you want to go back and everything?" I'm like, I want to, but I know that even if I stayed there, none of my friends, none of my close friends are gonna be there. So it's gonna be useless. I'm gonna have to make new friends and like as if I wasn't in the same country. So at the end of the day, it's the same thing.
But then, like, there's so many things that there are in Dubai that there is not in Paris. The beach.
Yeah, but there's so much stuff that there are here in Paris.
But, like-
that
like,
aren't
that's
in
what I
Dubai.
that's just like subjective.
Yeah, it's really subjective. But it's
Yeah.
like, imagine you're it's like January. You're in like cold Paris in January. It's raining. You failed one of your like extreming, like it's extreme, like, but you fail one of your exams. Like imagine, like for me, in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to be on a beach in Dubai, even if I was alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think home is just different for
To
everyone.
everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
You can feel home in like a cell when you can feel home in a country. You can feel home in like, I don't know, with a person. When you're
Yeah.
around a certain person, you feel home. So it depends.
Honestly, if you take the situation that you just said, like in that situation, I just want to be like in my house and in my bed and not talk to anyone. Not necessarily in Dubai or at the beach or anything. Like I just want to be alone. You know?
That's different, I
So-
guess, for everyone.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
Yeah. I think that like so I still didn't mention it, but I did like an exchange program in Korea for 4 months last year.
Ooh.
And
Mic
you
drop.
should see the dorms I was in.
bathroom.
It was not nice.
Oh.
I mean, obviously it was cheap for what it is. I mean, yeah, for 4 months it was like quite cheap, so I guess I wasn't supposed to be expecting anything better than that. But so we were I was in the room with another person, but the state of the room was just, especially the bathroom, obviously, like I had to like scrub everything to feel like I could walk on my feet properly and not on my tippy toes. Because this is how I was walking on my tippy toes the first days because I felt
my
so
God.
disgusted, you know? And you know, when I would sleep, I would just stay wherever I was. I wouldn't like move because I was disgusted. That was before I actually cleaned because when I got there, it was nighttime, so I had to sleep. But anyways, my point is I made my side of the room like home because it reflected my personality. I bought like a duvet that was in the colors that I liked. I got like decor for my desk and like I had pillows. And whenever I would step into the dorms, I'd be like, after a long day or a long night out with my friends, like, okay, fine. Now we're home finally. Like I can just go to sleep and put on my PJs and just, you know, whatever, go to the toilet. You know? So I
Very,
think
very specific.
I think we're each of us like are talking about a different kind of home. You're talking about like home being your country
Yeah.
mostly. You're talking about home being like, actually no, you're just like saying that you're mixing it.
It's like the country
everything.
where she lived
Yeah.
most.
And then I'm
I don't
just saying
think that's
that
it. I
you
think
can
it's,
make home anything. I think.
you know how my home is right now? Shrek.
Shrek. So whenever you watch Shrek, you feel like
No,
home.
I have Shrek everything in my room.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. It
Yeah.
reflects you. But how do you feel
So
here in
I
Paris?
was saying, in Dubai, you have all your family, all your close friends. You always feel safe. Like when you go back home at 2 in the morning, you don't feel like something bad is gonna happen to you. I don't know. Like you grew up there and everything, so obviously you feel like it's home, and you're like, oh my god, I love Dubai. But then here, it's very green. People like walk all the time. You can whenever you want, you can go to a park and just lay down, like have fun with your friends.
Yeah, there's so many things to do.
And like when you walk, it's like there's life and like people are like just sitting down with their
You see people.
glasses and like they're talking, they're laughing and everything, and it's so nice. Like I love these moments also. So you can't really compare. Like there's stuff that I love here that I can't find in Dubai, and stuff that I can't find here that are in Dubai. So like, but I love Paris. People are I underestimated Paris. They were all like, "Oh yeah, Paris. It's like to live. There's always problems with the metro and blah 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 blah." Honestly, I was so scared when I got here, and I was like, honestly, it's not that bad. Like,
Okay.
I
That's
love
good.
it. I love it.
Good for you.
And the good thing is that I made friends really quick, so it helped a lot also because when you have friends that live here, they show you places that you wouldn't really know if you were with friends that didn't live here also, and everything. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. What about you, May?
How do I feel? Will I ever know how I... Okay. Cringe. I mean, I'm happy in London. I made very good friends as well.
Yeah.
That both came from Dubai as well. So I think that made it, like I was telling her earlier actually, how I get along with them so well. And I think partly it's because they also come from Dubai.
Yeah. We even talked about it in the taxi.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I was telling her that we talked about it, but then we talked about it too. So we
Okay.
all talked about it. Yeah, I was telling her that like I'm really happy because there's like in my course there's so much diversity. There's literally people from everywhere around the world, which is really good. Like I really like it. Like I'm not like
Well, it's kind of like Dubai. Like you're
yeah,
used to it.
that's what I'm saying. Like and also it's like it feels normal. It feels like I'm meant to be there, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's normal. It's like it's always been like that, so I just found it in a different country. After let's not talk about the weather and my jail cell. That's different. But apart from that, I like what I'm doing.
So I feel like for you, home is just being surrounded by the same type of environment that you did when you grew up. So,
but I
like,
would still
with
consider
people-
Dubai home, not London.
No, but I mean like you're in London and you're surrounded by people, by the same type of people that you were surrounded with in Dubai.
Yeah.
to feel better
No, yeah.
in where
Yeah.
you are.
I think if there
No?
wasn't those two girls from Dubai, it wouldn't have.
Wouldn't have been the same.
I don't think so. Because like we can relate on so many things.
Yeah.
Because they also grew up like most of their lives in Dubai, so we can relate on so many things. And they made, I think, the process to getting like settled down and all so much easier, because we could relate on so many different things on so many different levels, like where we used to live, where we used to go. So
the type of people you used to meet.
Yeah.
And, like, the different mentalities.
Yeah.
And different like accents, because we were
Yeah.
surrounded by different nationalities. Yeah, I can understand.
Do you feel like if you move to a country where there's a lot of diversity also, like in Dubai, and you live there for a while, do you feel like you could see it as home also? Because everyone is like different, but they kind of see this like life the same way as you and everything.
You can find
I
your
feel like-
community in another
Yeah.
country, for example.
but I feel like to make it be like, oh yeah, that's my home, I would have to live there a while, a long time.
Like, what's a long time?
Like imagine like I stay in London for the rest of my life.
Is it a long
this would
time?
be
Is it a
home.
long time?
Yeah.
Like 5 years or
No,
like
no more.
20 years?
Like 20 years, 15 years.
Because for example, our parents.
Yeah.
Our
Where
parents
do
are
they
the best
call home?
example,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
True.
Because
true.
our parents all lived in their home countries, obviously, and they grew up in their homeland, but they all went to Dubai for work. So none of them knew what Dubai was at the time. It was just like a lost country.
For me.
Yes, it was not very known to the world. So they all went there without really knowing, like, how they would end up, you know?
Yeah.
And now, most of our parents, when they go back to their homeland on vacation to see their family, they
wanna go back
can't
to
wait
Dubai.
to go
Yeah.
back home.
Oh, me?
In Dubai.
No.
Oh, my parents
Okay,
can't wait.
we have
my
different parents.
my parents, like, they can't wait to go back to Dubai. To Algeria.
No, okay, but when they're in Dubai, they can't wait to go to Algeria. But when they're in Algeria, do they,
Well, it depends.
after a
You
certain
know-
amount of time, I feel like they're like, I mean, my parents are
My
like,
parents,
okay,
my
now
mom,
it's
yeah.
just time to
Yeah.
go back to my
But
routine,
do
you know?
yeah, but
But then couldn't you find a routine anywhere?
Yes, but that depends on the time
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spend in a place. So once you are settled somewhere, wherever the space may be, then whenever you go out of this environment, you kind of want to go back home, whether it's in the same country or in different continent, or just like in the same, you know what I mean?
I feel like it's so much different with my parents, especially with my dad. Like, my dad, once he gets to Algeria, he never wants to leave. Like, he's always like, oh yeah, I want to stay more, but like he can't,
Okay.
obviously. But my mom, it's the opposite. But it's not because she wants to go back to Dubai. It's more of
It's easier.
yeah, it's easier. Life is so much easier. She has her own car. She has everything there.
Yeah, her her
And
routine.
she's like tired of like, and
Being
my
dependent.
family is like so big, and like my mom is always the one like taking care of everyone, everything. So she's exhausted. Like 2 months in Algeria is exhausting at some point for her. So she's like, I want to go back to Dubai. And us kids, when we lived there, she was like, oh yeah, they're gonna go back to school also, so I can actually relax
Yeah,
at
yeah.
home and everything. So my mom is excited to go back to Dubai just to
Not
relax.
for the reasons
Yeah,
that you...
but my dad is the opposite. When he's in Dubai, he works, so he's like tired. So when he's in Algeria, he's like, oh yeah, I'm relaxing and everything.
He doesn't get
having
to
fun.
do a lot of
Yeah,
things.
and like he's with his mom and everything, so he's trying to stay as much with his mom as he can. So he never wants to go back to Dubai. He's always like, oh yeah, I don't want to go back, but he has to.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we I mean, all of our parents have different reasons why they came to Dubai in the first place. Some of them is just for the experience and then ended up staying
Shits and
there.
gigs.
Sometimes it's just because of work and they were forced to go there for some
Yeah.
reason, and then just ended up staying there. But yeah, okay, that's nice.
Was you would eventually want to go back to Dubai?
Yeah.
You want to like
100%.
work there and everything and live for the rest of your life?
100%. Actually,
Not for the rest of
For
your
the
life.
rest of my life,
No.
I don't think I could.
where do you see yourself as?
Well, if you think
I'm
about
not
it,
coming back here.
Hell no.
no, but when you think about it, well, first of all, we lived in Dubai already, so we know what it's like. So it's a good thing if we discover another country.
Yeah.
But
And
we are currently discovering other countries.
yeah, we are.
I mean,
but like,
we're young,
for
so we
later,
can-
in like 20, 25 years.
Okay, but like
And-
to settle down, to be like, okay,
Well,
I'm done now.
The thing is, in Dubai, you don't have savings for your retirement or
Yeah.
anything.
So you have to earn money.
Yeah, you have to be able to earn a lot of money to keep it aside for later. So, and here in Europe, you like once you get old, you know you can still live life
Like comfortably.
Yeah, comfortably. So I feel like I would want to live like
Where it's easier to live.
it's not where it's easier. It's more of in Dubai, it's good for the business to like have a good career and everything. Like once you have a family and everything, it would be good to live in Europe. It's so much easier to travel everywhere to, and you have the passport also. Like I have the Algerian passport. It's very complicated. Very complicated to travel. Like I need to do a visa every time I want to travel. And you have the retirement money.
Okay, but
So-
like, let me switch up the question.
Switch up the question.
Let me switch it up.
Switch
So-
it up.
Where would you rather raise your kids?
Oh, in Europe. And no,
Really?
you know where?
Shocking.
Especially it's like
Shocking.
like
Clickbait.
Finland.
Okay, c'est bon.
like like Finland, Sweden, Denmark. I love these countries. Like I feel like it's the best countries for a family, and it's the happiest countries of Europe.
I feel
or
like
the
they're
world.
relaxed over there. They're not
Yeah.
stressed out.
Oh
right?
yeah, I went to Denmark. Oh my god, everyone is so chill. I feel like no one has any problems in their life. I'm like,
Okay, you
I
need to
wanna
learn
be-
to speak the language, though.
Okay, that's not a
that's
problem.
fine. Look at my parents. They went to Dubai. My mom could barely speak English, and now she can communicate in English.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen her kind of evolution.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
it was really difficult for her to.
It was
to
so
talk.
hard.
I remember.
I remember when someone would call her on the phone, I would be like,
Shoot, yeah.
like my sister would be next to her and like translating everything and talking to the guy for her and
Aw.
everything. And now she can order
can
something on
speak-
her own.
Proud of you. Proud of you,
Yeah.
Tata. Yes. But I feel like the reason why would like I feel like I don't know like people raised in the Moyen-Orient.
Middle East.
Middle East.
There's a multicultural language
Who would have
video.
thought? I'm the one teaching May English.
No, you're not.
It's Middle East, by the way.
Yeah, just for information.
So obviously, it's not obvious. Country. Country.
Okay.
Anyways, I feel like people who are raised in the Middle East, we were also talking about this earlier, we all have the same values. And I think they're
Yeah.
good values to incorporate to kids, to children, to adolescents.
That's
I think it
true.
is better. I think it's better than Europe or the States.
But the thing
or,
is, Europe, you're talking about what country in Europe? Because it's not the same country.
I know,
everywhere.
but go find a job in Denmark or
I
in
mean,
Finland.
We
I feel like
can-
it's hard
Really? I don't know.
if you don't
haven't
speak the
studied
language at all at the beginning
I
and you're
haven't
trying
studied
to
the
find a
market,
job.
but
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like if you don't speak the language at all
Yeah.
to begin with, and you're trying to find a job, how are they gonna accept you if you don't speak the language?
So if you find an English speaking
Job.
job.
I mean, could be a solution. But
True, but you know what I mean?
understand what you mean.
Yeah, it would be hard, yeah.
I think what you were saying earlier about the same values and everything, obviously this is what works for you, but I feel like it's what works for you. People, for example, in another country, for example, the United States, would want to probably have a partner that kind of grew up with the same value as well as like them, and are not like they don't like for example, I don't know, the mentality in the Middle East, but that's just because they grew up there.
No, that's
and that's what they
racist.
know. That's what they know. Obviously, you have to educate yourself, but you know, when you grow up somewhere, when you're used to something, you just want the same thing. Sometimes you just don't want to change your habits. Unfortunately, even if they're bad habits or bad ways of thinking, or whatever
but
it
you
is.
don't know that it's bad habits, so you don't change.
But also, what I think is important is living with diversity, and you might not always find that in Europe, especially in, I don't know, I've never been. I might be like assuming, but like
Well,
Can you tell us because you've been to
I
to
mean-
Denmark, like don't they like
yeah, true. In Denmark,
You know what I mean?
In Denmark, there's not a lot of.
we're like targeting Denmark?
I'm sorry to all Danish.
I love Danish people. Love you guys. I feel like in Dubai, there's so much diversity that your culture kind of goes away at some point. Like,
I'm not.
honestly,
I don't think. I mean, I have a different
'cause
opinion, but
the
you
thing
can
is,
go ahead. Go ahead.
basically, when I go to Algeria, my point of view is so not the same as them. Like, there's so much stuff that I'm like, no, I don't think the same way as you.
But that can be in a good way.
Yeah, that could be in a good way.
Not
No,
necessarily
I'm not
in a
saying
bad
that.
way.
I'm not saying that it's in a bad way. I'm just saying that in Dubai, we never talked about someone else's culture. Like, for example, I have an Indian friend. I never asked him about like questions about his Indian, like his culture or anything.
That's on you though, not on Dubai.
Yeah, but I feel like in Dubai we see so much stuff that we're not really interested anymore. As in, you're like used to different stuff, but here in France, when
there's difference.
yeah, for example, when
then
they see me, they're like, "Oh, you come
they're
from
interested
Dubai?"
in
Yeah,
you.
they're like, "Oh yeah, how was this? How was this? How was that?" And everything,
Because
everything.
they're not used to this kind of
Yeah, that's the thing.
interaction.
And they're actually interested, and like they try to understand a bunch of stuff. So then when they meet, for example, one person that came from Dubai, one person that came from India, that person came from I don't know where, they ask a bunch of questions, and then they know so much stuff that even us that came from Dubai don't know. And I'm like, oh yeah, wait, you have a point.
Okay, but once again, like that's maybe like you weren't curious enough. Because I think I disagree.
I think that they just that's a way for them as well to remember you. I feel like here when you're different, they remember you in some way. Like I know that's the second I opened my mouth and said I didn't live here, I didn't grow up here, and I lived somewhere else. They called me the Dubai girl, or like
Yeah.
you know, I was just like
But
this
then
different.
I feel like it can also have like a negative impact on the person that doesn't have diversity. Because imagine, yeah, they meet you now, they're like, oh yeah, like where are you from? Like, oh, what's this? What's that? What that? And that can make you a bit less educated than someone who has been around diversity. Like we know, maybe we don't know a lot of things about different religions, but like I'd like to say like about from different. For example, we had a lot of Arabs in our school.
Yeah.
A lot of different types of Arabs. I would say we know a lot about different types of Arabs.
Yes, you can
And that's-
differentiate.
Yeah,
like,
we
by
can all
accent, by looks.
differentiate because we've been around them so much.
Yeah.
And like
True.
there's we have Brazilian friends, we have Greek friends, we have so many different types of friends, and we like if we don't learn about them, that's on us, not on the fact that there's more diversity around us. Because like
No,
if we're not
yeah.
curious, we're not going to learn anything. And I feel like people who don't have diversity are less educated on something, so that it's a bit in a it goes to them in a more negative way than a positive way than be like more curious.
Yes,
I know what you mean.
I think that it's just like being in Dubai gives us the opportunity to actually be curious and ask questions, because it feels like, you know, it's normal there because everyone is from different
yeah,
countries.
true.
We're all in the same environment. We're all in the same situation, trying to, you know, find ourselves, see where we belong. But when we live in a country where everyone is like the same, then you don't really have the opportunity to do that. So if you don't look for it yourself,
You'll
go
never
out,
learn.
you'll never learn. But when you're in it
Yeah.
and you decide to close your eyes and not even ask, then that's on you, right?
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I think it's more about there's so much stuff. It's like in front of you. You're always with them and everything. So you're like, oh yeah, my Indian friend. Even if he's not my friend anymore, I know I'm gonna know other Indian friends that I'm gonna ask them. You're like, oh yeah, there's so much different stuff that you're just like, oh
You
yeah,
don't know
we're just
what to
different.
ask.
Yeah, you're
That's
just like,
fair.
okay, whatever.
That's
know?
fair.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
But
I
here
understand
it's
your
so
point.
much. It's such a new thing for them that they're like, oh, that's new. I want to know more.
And so you
But
discover
us,
more
we're
about
used to it.
yourself,
We're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, he's from there, he's from there, he's from there, and we're like, okay, whatever.
You
So-
don't.
But
they
then you
don't-
never stop learning anyways.
Yeah.
So no matter where you go, you're going to learn something new anyways.
So people here ask you
Yeah.
more questions about where you're from and how you were brought
Oh
up.
yeah, for
than-
sure.
But that's because we're already used to people like you. I mean, not in a bad way.
What?
No, but in Dubai, you don't get asked like these basic questions like, oh, so
Yeah.
how did you
Yeah, because
grow up?
you know why? Because we already know. The people around us already know because we've all been accommodated to it already.
There's some stuff that we already know. Like when you grew up here and you're surrounded by people that grew up there also, you're like, okay, we just grew up the same way and that's it.
So we all have the same mentality.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Basically.
But if we're learning about other people's cultures,
It's the whole point. It's the whole
culture
point.
chit chat, like we're learning about other people's cultures, right? Not about their mentality. We learn about, for example, what they
What
eat,
do you eat? Yeah.
what's in their country, the different monuments in their country. Like
What
that's
you
what we're
wear.
trying to learn,
Yeah.
not about their mentality, because
It's a different thing.
it's a different thing.
Can find
Like
someone-
diversity will bring you
Yeah.
more knowledge about different cultures than it will about mentality.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, that's true.
So if you're in a country that has no diversity or that has less diversity, you're gonna know less about different cultures.
Yeah.
Like I know of Egyptian, Algerian, Lebanese, Palestinian, Jordan. You know, it's all different to me, but to some people, Arabs. كل شيء نفس الشيء.
Well, this was a very interesting. That's a wrap. Okay, well, it was very interesting.
It was actually
This
so
is a
fun.
very, very nice conversation
I
that we
loved
had
it.
there. Thank you so much for being on Culture Chit Chat with
Thank
me.
you for inviting us.
And you're welcome to come back whenever you'd like to, even
We need to make this
separately
a
if you can.
series.
But yes, you have to come back, both of
We
you.
need to make this a
together.
series.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. And don't forget, to follow on socials, subscribe to my channel, and listen to the podcast. You can listen to it on all podcast platforms like Spotify. That was my drink, but it's fine. There, Apple Podcasts, all of that. And if you want to see more of this, and if you have more subjects that you'd like me and other guests to talk about, leave them in the comments below or DM me or whatever you want. You can just leave me a message on what you thought about this episode and what you'd like to see later. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.